Fitch, myself, Max Van Auken from the Max Van Auken Podcast, former UFC fighter, one of the all-time greats, Jon Fitch. How you doing?
I'm doing well in this lockdown. It's raining and it's shitty out. It's awful out
Yeah.
right now. It's so terrible. Yeah.
I got two different monitors here. So I got the Instagram live and now I'm looking at you through Skype. You look good either
Yeah.
way. So you look fresh.
Yeah, I got the camera here and I got one up here, so
Okay.
I'm looking all over the place.
Well, first of all, last time I spoke to you on my show, you did not have this beautiful setup that you have now. So how's everything going there?
Really good. I've been cranking out, Jon Fitch Knows Nothing podcast, mixed martial mindset podcast.
Nice.
Red Pill Smash Brothers live stream on Sundays. I'll be doing one of those later. I just forgot I got a double booking. Oops. I also have Fitch and Tinkle Smash Everything. So things have been busy, been good. I have a book coming out very soon. So it's available paperback right now, but it'll be available probably Wednesday or later this week on Kindle. So I'll start promoting it then when they're both available. But yeah, if you're listening to this now, you can sneak peek and check out the Weight Cut Bible on Amazon.
Wow. Yeah, you got a lot of things going on. That's why I'm always appreciative of your time. So I appreciate you joining me on all these different platforms right now.
No worries.
But one thing I wanted to do, well, first off, is this is a strange time right now with this whole coronavirus. So you and your family are doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing great.
One thing I told Dean Thomas when I had him on last week, and I said, I think MMA right now is in a really unique position because right now every sport is put on hold. Every sport. NFL, well, obviously it's not the NFL season, but we're trying to decide what date is going to work. The NBA, we don't even know if the season's going to return postseason or not. And now it's like the only sport that may be available is MMA for you as hopefully we'll see. Do you think this is
right now there's only two things that are putting on shows or trying to put on shows, and it's funny that they're the same business model. That's WWE, pro wrestling, and the UFC.
Yeah.
And that is because of the abusive relationship the promoters have to their independent contractors.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why that's happening right now.
It's an interesting game for sure. But one thing I wanted to do with you is a draft. I never been before, an MMA draft.
That'd be fun.
Obviously, it's all opinion. It's all who you think is the best and whatnot. Of course, there's factual evidence to support it. Of course, you go by records and rankings and belts and whatnot. But it's all preference. It's all opinion. It's just like when you go over the greatest NFL players, greatest NBA players. So if we did an MMA draft, that could be on any organization. We could talk about UFC, Pride, Strikeforce, WEC, anything you want, Bellator, ONE FC. So we'll do our top 10 each. So that's 20 overall picks. You think you have that in you, or do you want to go top 5 each?
I'm gonna struggle with the girls.
That's true,
I'm gonna struggle with the women because I'm just not as up to date with a lot of the girls in the weight classes there.
Right.
Right. But yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
I don't know if I'm gonna be terrible with the women because
it's interesting. How do you tie that in? Because obviously you can't compare men and women; they're different, but they're obviously both obviously represent their field their own way. Like Amanda Nunes, you can argue is one of the greatest fighters of all time for what she's done. Lucas Cyborg, Ronda Rousey.
Cyborg, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to compare, but
you can't compare men to women, but if you did a category of, you could do a situation where it's you pick 10, but 2 of the fights or 3 of the fights are female, something like that.
Okay, let's do that. All right, so you get the number 1 overall pick. You're a guest on my show here. Again, Jon Fitch joining us. So you get the number 1. Here, I'll write Team John right here.
Oh, so we're just going top picks. We're not even going like per weight class.
Oh no, we're going top picks. So it's
top
just like
picks.
Yeah, we're just going. We're gonna rank our teams against each other. I'll put up a poll, whatever you want. I love drafting. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to this type of stuff.
Um, so I'm going first. I got the first. Uh,
First overall
um,
pick, any division, any weight class, any organization, who you want on
yeah,
team.
I think my first choice is going to be Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Okay, hold on. Let me write it down here. Now, you had a lot of time on the clock here. Normally, teams get like a minute to select their draft pick, and you just right
Uh,
away Mighty Mouse.
um, yes, because we're building a team here, and I want the team to win. So I
Okay.
think we're gonna have that solid win there all the time now. Like I don't think you're gonna pick somebody who's gonna beat him. So that's a win every time.
Okay. I'm surprised you gave me this guy. This is what I was hoping for. I got John Jones as my number one overall pick right now. So you have Mighty Mouse. I got John.
Well, see, you're taking a gamble though because you don't know if he's gonna make it to the fight. He
Okay.
might
Okay.
he might get arrested before the fight happens. He might get a picogram. He might get charged.
Listen, I believe in John.
So
I know
you're rolling the dice with Jon Jones there,
he
buddy.
is the baddest man on the planet. I'd rather have him on my team than go because if he does show up, I know I'm losing. So I'd rather have him on my
Oh,
team. I believe in John. I do.
all right. Well, so I'm going to take my second pick. I already
Okay.
know what it's going to be, and that's going to be Daniel Cormier at
Ooh.
light heavyweight version of
Like
Daniel Cormier.
heavyweight DC. Now he only lost once at heavyweight though. He did. He's still elite at heavyweight.
I understand that, but I think he's a more solid win. I think besides Jones, he's the top guy at that weight, and um, he doesn't get arrested. He shows up to the fight.
DC is one of my favorite guys in MMA. I absolutely love DC.
I think strong draft.
Yeah. He's your number two. Now I know I'm not trying to digress too much here, but DC is scheduled to fight Stipe for the trilogy, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. I think he wins that one. I really do.
Uh, it's gonna be good. Yeah, I think DC has all the tools. Stipe's a monster, but like it's gonna be a great fight.
All right. Well, that number two overall pick. I can't believe you're giving me these guys. I'm going GSP. Now, obviously,
Mhm.
you're very familiar with GSP. You fought him personally, so. But yeah, George St. Pierre is my second number. My second overall pick in my MMA draft. So far, I have John Jones, GSP. You have Mighty Mouse and DC. Damn, that's stacked.
Mighty Mouse and DC. Okay, that's a good pick. I will pick Max Holloway.
Ooh.
145. I'll take that Max Holloway.
I love Max Holloway. I love me some. I mean, come on, we both share the same name. Maxes are great. Wow. Dang, that's tough. Okay. My third overall pick, I'm going Anderson Silva. Um, Obviously one of the GOATs. I think I wish honestly if I could critique Anderson Silva with a couple things would be I just wish he retired earlier. I do, and I know it's
Mm.
kind of hard to tell someone to do what they not like. Hey, you love doing what,
Yeah.
but uh,
So I'll go with hmm, I'll go with Dan Henderson from Pride at 185.
ooh, Prime Hendo.
Prime Hendo
All
before
right.
he moved up because he was fighting at 185. I think he was like a middleweight or whatever before.
Yeah, no, yeah, Prime Hendo is nasty.
And
He
one
probably
of
has.
my greatest critiques of Anderson Silva is that he wasn't really tested when he was going through his run. There
Right.
was nobody at 185. Like the best guy they had was uh, Rich Franklin, and
Yeah.
Rich Franklin wasn't on par with him at all. It wasn't even close. So
Yeah.
he didn't start fighting really tough guys until later in his career, and then he took some losses and he got popped.
Yeah. No,
So
that's
you're
true.
you're taking another risk. You got another guy you could be forfeiting.
Listen, I believe in these guys. I do. I believe. I could just be a very optimistic person, but I believe in these guys. And Rich Franklin is one of my all-time favorite fighters. That's someone I really want to have on my show. Is Rich. But no, that's a great point. Because when you compare the greats, his people that he fought was not on the caliber of like other of the all-time greats. when you look at it. But is that really his fault though?
I mean, even Israel Adesanya right now. I mean, he's fought some good guys
That's true.
that could arguably be considered better than the guy, especially better than the guys that Anderson fought, if
Yeah,
not better than Anderson. But yeah,
because Anderson
it's a
did
tough
fight
one.
Dan. I mean, that was older Dan, but he did fight
Yeah,
Dan.
fought
Hutch.
Dan.
He fought some tough guys, but yeah, Vitor, and was that steroid Vitor?
Well, they were probably both steroid at the time because he started losing a lot more after he got popped. When
Yeah,
there was more scrutiny placed on him.
that's true. So okay, so you picked Hendo with your fourth. My fourth overall pick. Oh, this is gonna be tough. This is, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going with Randy Couture. He's honestly one of my favorite fighters.
Heavyweight or light heavyweight? Heavyweight.
I'm going heavyweight. I'm going to go heavyweight because Randy at heavyweight's the guy that set records. Like coming out at 40 plus years old, beating Tim Sylvia. To this day, that's like my all-time favorite fight. Is just I remember what Tim Sylvia was doing, and then Randy just comes out, and everyone's like, "Ah, Randy, you're too old." And the first punch he throws was that left kick, that left low kick, followed the overhand right, and dropped him. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like that Randy's just reminds me of Captain America. So I'm going Randy at number 4.
Well, I love Randy, but as a heavyweight pick, I think it's missing because Randy fought heavyweight and won the title in UFC when the majority of the heavyweights, the good heavyweights, were in Pride.
That's true.
So
So
I'll take the Pride heavyweight killer, Fedor Emelianenko, in his prime, and that'll be my heavyweight.
I wanted to pick Fedor. I did, but the reason why I couldn't pick him was just, again, this is nothing against him that he didn't fight. I really wish he could have fought in the UFC. I really do. I think he would have been successful. I do.
Yeah. No, I mean, it would have been nice to see, but we don't get a sport. We get a production.
Yeah, it's definitely a business. Now, so you go with Fedor at 5. I'm going to go with, this gets really tricky. Because now we're comparing eras. It's really interesting because now we're going to be comparing eras. So I'm going to go prime Chuck Liddell. Prime Chuck Liddell.
So we can double up on weight classes too?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because then we're gonna get stuck in a lot of the, you could just pick a lot of light heavyweights because there's a lot of great light heavyweights.
It's not like we're throwing 10 people, 20 people into a ring and it's fight to the death. It could just be legacy wise.
Oh, well, I thought we were picking up like a team. So like my team versus your team.
I mean, we can go either way. That's how confident I am in my team right now, John. That's how confident I am in my team.
Well, if you don't have a little guy, you gotta mix the weights up.
Get a little guy.
Okay. Oh, see, I'm trying to pick like somebody.
We can restart it we can restart it.
Because I had Dodson. Because I was gonna say Cejudo for 135.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I think Triple H is or the Triple Champ, not Triple H, Triple Champ.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would.
Female
so then
too.
I've got my 125, my 35, my 45. I got my middleweight. I've got my light heavyweight. I got my heavyweight.
So you got Cejudo as your pick?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, if you want to restart this list off Legacy, we can. I have no problem with that. But you have a stacked list anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like the light guys too. It's hard to pick somebody from the old days because there weren't a lot of little guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the 125 pounds, a fairly new weight class.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I mean, you could say like some of the guys like Jens Pulver and some of those guys, but they were still fighting at 155, even though they were walking around at like 135 and shit.
Yeah. Okay, so your number 6 pick is Henry Cejudo. My 6th overall pick in this MMA draft is going to be, after talking to my team, I think we've come up with an agreement. I'm going to go with Khabib Nurmagomedov. I have to go with Khabib. I have to go with him. He's interesting because now the fight may still be on. I just like saw this report this morning, and it's like he really has an opportunity to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If he never loses, like that's
Yeah.
honest possibility. Like if he never
No,
loses,
and he's not going to play any of their games either because he doesn't care about their money or their bullshit. He doesn't care. He just wants to fight and win, and he's got money, he's got support, he's got everything he needs. He doesn't need them at all. They have zero control or power over him.
right? This gets interesting. Yeah, I think you could. I mean, right now he's technically in the. I hate we throw the GOAT term out just so much, but I mean, what is he? 28, 29 and 0. Like, you have to be considered, especially beat too. His resume is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not an easy group of guys he's beaten. I feel like he could have fought even more or been pushed even more, but yeah, it's just the way it is. But yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a little out there with this pick for my lightweight, but I'm gonna go with Norifumi Kid Yamamoto.
I don't know how to spell that, but that's a great pick. Yeah.
Norifumi
Wow.
Kid Yamamoto. So if you people don't know Kid Yamamoto, search that guy up right now. Look up Kid Yamamoto. He's amazing. We lost him to cancer in this last year, I think.
Yeah.
It really sucks, but he was just a fireball. I mean, he's undersized for 155, and he didn't make a good transition over from Japan into the States.
Right.
But when he was hot, man, he was on fire.
Yeah, he was a stud. Ooh, this gets really interesting now. I want to pick another light guy. I need to balance it out. I have a lot of light heavyweights, and yeah, that's tough. I want to go with a heavyweight, but I don't. I'm going to save him. You know what I'm going to go? And now this may get a little pushback because he does just have a lot of hype, but I truly do think he's a great mixed martial artist. I'm going with Conor McGregor. I'm going with him. I think I have to pick a light guy. He's a two-time champ, and I don't think his legacy is done being written. So I think we could still see a lot from him. So I'm going to go Conor at 7.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You're number 8.
I'm going to go way back. Man, was it? It's the Abu Dhabi champ from way back. Was that Ricardo Almeida?
Mm-hmm. He fought in the UFC as well, I believe.
Okay, maybe that's the wrong one I'm thinking of then. Oh man, I can't remember.
You're going way back.
Yeah, way back. I can't. You know what? Who I'll give props to? Marcos Huas. I want Marcos Huas on my squad. That's who I want. Marcos Huas, king of the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, look that name up. Marco Huas.
Drop knowledge over here, John.
Boom.
Okay. All right. So that's your 8th pick. Yeah, you're looking stacked right now. My 8th pick. Now I have to do this. I'm going back up to the heavyweight division. I have to. I'm going Prime Kane, and I'm literally going to write Prime Kane. That guy's a monster. He's arguably the GOAT at heavyweight. I really believe so. I know Fedor has a great resume for that title, but I just remember seeing Kane in his prime, and I've never seen a heavyweight that type of gas tank and that pressure and that wrestling and his boxing.
Yep.
He's just
When he's healthy, he's the best. Yeah, you beat me to it. I would have picked him too.
Oh, really?
But yeah, at his prime, when both his knees and his hips and everything are good, like there's nobody beating Kane.
Have you like sparred with him before?
Yeah, I mean not like hard sparring, he'd crush me, but like we do technique sparring.
And he's just always that way.
Just never stops. He's a bull. Just keeps going.
That's ridiculous.
It's a nightmare.
And now you think that's honestly what could have caused some of his injuries, just because he is all gas?
He's just a big guy. Like you get a big dog, they run into problems after a while.
Yeah.
That's just
I love
gravity. Gravity's a bitch.
Yeah, it is. I know you always talk about that on your story.
Don't let gravity win.
No, but that was honestly one of my favorite fights when he beat Brock. I absolutely loved that. Just destroyed him. I remember all these guys talking about how Brock is really actually good. And now he definitely had a wrestling background, but he was also roided out. And then I was
he's a monster that can fight. I mean, he'll take you down. He'll put sledgehammers on you.
Yeah, lunchbox. Yeah. Your ninth overall pick. Here we go. It's getting down to the wire now.
Ninth overall pick.
Yeah.
Man, who who is the guy?
This is getting tough.
It is. Oh man, I
Ooh, I know mine. Yeah, I got mine.
let's go with another one people might not remember, but Igor Vochanchin.
I remember him. He fought
I'll
in
take
Pride, right?
I'll take Igor 205 or heavyweight. I'll take him heavyweight. Igor.
Igor was tough.
Yep. Bad dude.
All right. I'm surprised you haven't picked him, but I'm gladly going to take him. So I'm going with BJ Penn, prime BJ Penn. Jiu-Jitsu wizard, great boxing, Hawaiian heart, great chin. I'm going prime BJ Penn.
That's a good pick.
Now we got number 10, your final pick now.
10, final pick. I'm going to pick myself.
Hey, I respect that. I was going to choose you on my list, but hey, you beat me to it. So Jon Fitch, number 10. I like it.
Yep.
That's an automatic win right there. If you could pick yourself on your own list.
Exactly.
Man, my 10th now. I don't know if I could follow that, but I'm going to go with, yeah, you stumped me with that one. I'm not going to lie. Hey, give me a second now because you just threw me off. There's so many, but there's also a lot of young fighters that I'm thinking of. There's old fighters like
like the amount of fighters that you've forgotten about from the 2000 to 2010 period. Like there's a ton in there, and I'm trying to roll through some of them, but yeah.
Like I'm thinking about Nogueira. I'm thinking about Prime Crow Cop. I mean, I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah, Crow Cop. Damn.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm leaning toward, but I have a lot of.
I was thinking even Pat Miletich, Dave Mena, like
Ross Rutan. Like there's just so many.
Rutan, Kendall or
Kevin Randleman.
Randleman, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Coleman.
So many.
Mark Coleman. How did I forget Mark Coleman? Jesus Christ.
Okay, so
losing it.
See, now it looks like I'm going to be.
So I just gave you a bunch of awesome picks.
That's what I'm saying. Giving me the answers to this test. I'm going to go Crow Cop. I'm going the left foot, left leg, cemetery, right leg hospital. I'm going Crow Cop. Prime Crow Cop, and that's when they didn't test anyone in Pride. So that's roided out Crow Cop.
They suggested you to take stuff over there.
Yeah. Didn't they write that in the contract? Like we don't test.
Except for marijuana. I think they tested for marijuana. I forget.
Yeah, for some reason. But okay, so you got a stacked list. You got Mighty Mouse, DC, Max Holloway, Hendo, Fedor, Cejudo, Yamamoto, Marcus. God, I didn't even write his full name out. Who was your 8th pick? Marcus.
Marcus Huas.
Huas, that's right. Okay, I wrote that. Okay, you got Igor, and then you have, of course, yourself, and then I got John Bones Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, Randy, Chuck, Habib, Connor, Prime Kane, BJ Penn, and Crow Cop. Those are stacked lists. Now, before I let you go, I know you're a busy dude. I appreciate your time. Tony Ferguson, Habib, in a perfect world, let's just say they fight. Who do you have winning that fight?
I have Habib. Of course, I have Habib. Yeah, I think he works inside his cardio, his strength, his positioning. He hits hard. He's tough. I think he wins the fight.
A finish, or do you think it's a decision?
Tony's tough enough where it could go 5 rounds.
He is tough.
He's tough enough. It could be against his better interest to go all 5 rounds, but he's tough enough to go 5 rounds.
That Tony, I think, presents the most problems for Habib out of any opponent. That doesn't mean Habib can't do what Habib always does. That being said, do you think this is Habib's toughest match? Like win, lose, or draw, this is his toughest.
Right now, I think it's the toughest fight available right now. I think Gaethje is also a pretty tough fight.
Gaethje's just tough. He's just tough.
Yeah, just because he's tough. Like he's not going to out technical him, but he'll make it hard to wrestle a little bit, and he hits hard.
Well, that sounds great. Here, let me end the Instagram live now. I'm going to hit end here.
Alrighty.
And then let me share the story. Okay, John, before I let you go for the podcast, please Plug away all the upcoming stuff, your podcast, social media platforms. People just want to know you.
Yeah, best thing to do is go to jonfitch.net and sign up for my email list, and you'll get updates on everything I'm doing. I've got my YouTube channel, Official Jon Fitch. I'm on Rockfin. I got a channel there. Instagram, Jon Fitch Smash. You can find everything from the website, though. My book, The Weight Cut Bible, is going to be available very soon. Well, it is paperbacks available now, but the ebook will be available later this week. The Kindle book.
Okay, so you're just dipping in a little bit of everything, huh?
See what catches. Yeah, I mean that's the future. You got to have multiple revenue streams. It's going to be especially looking the things they're looking like right now. It's going to be hard to have one job and keep things going.
Yeah, for sure. And now I have to ask, just the fan inside of me, do you plan on fighting again, or is it this is the new?
It depends on what's available, what fights are available, if it's attractive, and if we even get back to fighting again. Because I am pretty busy. I've got my kids, and the amount of time and effort it takes to train for a fight,
Right.
It's got to be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot longer to heal from the injuries these days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're obviously still in shape. You're obviously still killing it. So.
Yep, lifting weights. Can't let gravity win.
There you go. That's going to be the motto of this episode. That may be the title. Can't let gravity win with Jon Fitch. But as always, Jon, I always appreciate your time. You know, you're more than welcome to come on anytime you want. And I really appreciate you. So please stay safe.